Hello everybody, this is the Hawk again. So I'm going to try get finished with this list. And believe me, what we found here is just a small amount. There's a lot more that's hidden that we couldn't find and get our hands on. So in this last video series today, hopefully I'll finish it all. You're looking at trillions of rands, at least $1 trillion that is missing out of South Africa because of corruption. $1 trillion. So that's 16 trillion rand. And a minimum that's missing. Who's involved? Think about it. I'm going to start with number 161. And we start there. The South African Airways will be $5 billion, billion rand. South African Express, 1.2 billion. The South African Post Office, 2.9 billion in new funding from the South African tax again. Recent fired Transnet CEO, Siyabona Gama, or Gama, will still receive his salary after 6 months, despite having been reported have not been reported to duty. Fired Transnet boss will be still paid 3 million for doing nothing. Nothing. He was fired. Hundreds of millions of rand being sent to PetroSA, the doggy security contract by Roy Mudley, implicated in deals of over 300 million rand. Jacob Zuma and Tina Jomat Peterson illegally sold off 10 million barrels of crude oil, left the country at $28 a barrel. Where's that money? New factory going up to be built for 51 billion for locomotion in South Africa that can't be used. Fulmzali Malembo Kanya, and I'll put these names there because I can't spell them. I can't pronounce them. Excuse me. And 55,000 Nigerian oil barrels scandal. Tony Ngenya and his 349,950 Mercedes scandal. Panel Madubi or Madebe, the oil scandal. Defense and Ministry Veterans Minister has been asked to clean up tender irregulations in excess of 52 million, and South African Defence Force as more irregulations pile up against senior officials. SABC, Maduge Makanwe, says public broadcast top management cannot let the SABC collapse to its poised finances that makes it technically insolvent when they got 2 billion in bonuses. Unbelievable. Then there's the humiliation by the SABC in incompetent robbers as this SCLPA chased them away to go and find 4.9 billion that they wasted. Talk about humiliation. An in-depth forensic investigation by Grant Thornton, and I can't say this name. It's Caesware something or other, Gobanya, anyway. Advisory service into awarding the SAPS/SITA contract to Keith Keating, forensic data analyst, to the amount of 61 million for provisions of forensic light sources that has uncovered massive potential fraud or collapse between 20 seniors in the SAP officials and FDA employees. The ANC received 2 million in election campaign donations from the boss from VBS Bank again. Stanley Kenyabao, former social development head of the Department of Eastern Cape Province, was allegedly instrumental in stripping 30 million rand from the National Development Agency budget over 2 years via rigging tenders. The temptation is so bad, they can't keep their hands off it. With cash-strapped non-profit organizations like NPOs struggling to stay afloat, there are concerns that 1 billion rand being spent by the KwaZulu Social Development Department on the NPO annual being channeled to bogus welfare entities. Former acting municipality manager of the municipality for Limpopo, Johannes Kandweni, was facing disciplinary action over his involvement in irregular investments of 63 million at the VBS Mutual Bank. This VBS Bank needs to be investigated. There seems to be something really stinks going on there. It's like they're laundering money. What was meant to start as a thriving multi-million-rand protea farming project is yet to get off the ground in the Eastern Cape village, despite a 2.5 million apparently that has already been paid for 29,000 plant cuttings. Hasn't even got off the ground. Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises is now part of a campaign aimed at destroying the Homeland Affairs Minister. This, according to the embattled minister, following the reports of leaked preliminary report on electricity provided by Eskom. According to the Business Day, the Affairs Minister and former Public Enterprise Minister Lynne Browne were among 44 people of 25 companies who should be criminally investigated over alleged mismanagement and corruption of the utility. The quality of diesel produced by PetroSA South Africa has become so poor that it's on the verge of losing its biggest client, Shell South Africa, which should cost the oil company billions. The South African Police Force is planning to promote 37 black-only Nkonto and Azania People Liberation Army freedom fighters to top ranks of general, to move that could see them skip as many as 5 ranks. And I know this for a fact that the police, there was dissension in the police from the bottom ranks who were absolutely and utterly disgusted by this move. And this is typical of what we're seeing is the government trying to take over all military and police entities so that they can commit more crime. By putting top echelon in these positions, to cover up what's really going on. DA leader has implicated the son of Cyril Ramaphosa in questionable financial dealings with controversial government services provided by Bosasa, alleging that Andile Ramaphosa received a suspicious 500,000 payment from the company. Civil rights movement, AfriForum, has been going to take South African government health services head on about wasting the 10 million rand in 9 provinces. Travelgate scandal. Nkosi Zuma's 50 million aid scandal. The ML Fort police apprehension of an ANC chief whip, Obat Thulani Shabaganya, 41, in connection with corruption relating to the RDP house in the 8th of December 2018. What happened to that case? PetroSA is the cesspool of mismanagement, breach of procedural rules, looting of billions of rands in taxpayer money. SABC boss Holanya Motsongane was illegally paid 11.5 million success bonus. Old Ramscott prison, another 120 million ANC failure. Fraud on an enormous scale has been uncovered in the land reform program, in which the ANC government was handing out farms and millions of grants to beneficiaries who do not qualify. Oladi Motswangeni, please excuse me, has confirmed that Ibrizia claimed that Bosasa paid more than 1 million to the former SABC head. Soweto owes Eskom 17 billion rand. 17 billion rand. Come on, guys, you can't get things for free. Apartheid quit 25 years ago. It's time to pay your bill. That's another thing why Eskom is failing. You can't accept them to just keep feeding you for free. It's time to step up. Just like Kennedy said, it's not what we need to do for you. It's what you need to do for your country. This is why your country is failing, and you're blaming all the wrong people. Look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you also have to pay your way, but not to these criminals anymore. I think it's time that the tax needs to go into an independent organization and be funded out correctly under strict regulations, that nobody in the government has the right to distribute this money unless it's put in the right place. Former acting CEO of the Passenger Rail Agency of the South Africa, PetroSA Rail, I'm not going to say his name, you guys can read it, made a brief appearance in the Port Elizabeth Commercial Crimes Court on Tuesday. Swaz faces an array of charges, including fraud, money laundering, and theft of over 1.5 million rand. Leaked AE Resort report reveals that Tagwan 12 billion in Grab Africa contracts was irregular. Ramaphosa's son Andile paid a monthly amount of 300,000 rand to Cyril Ramaphosa, which came under the Bosasa scam hearings. South African Clothing Textile Unit, Worker Health Program, the former CEO Colleen in Kulam, you guys can read it, has appeared in the Cape Town Regional Court on charges of fraud involving 50 million rand. EFF, 12 billion. EFF, 12 billion. Billion. Guys, and you supporting this dirty Malema, 12 billion in the Taguen scandal resurfaced similar to the VBS bank. I'm not lying. Go check for yourselves. This is not some Mlungu trying to tell you a lie. This is a guy just trying to tell you what's really going on and why you're all suffering, why you don't have jobs, why you don't have education. Because these Tsotsis are just stealing you blind. I don't think the ANC won the last election either or the one before. It's because of this money. It's easy to buy somebody with this kind of money. I could buy anybody. ANC bigwigs scored millions of rands from botched broadcast programs in the city of Johannesburg, while it cost more than double, to the tune of almost 1.7 billion. KwaZulu-Natal asset fortune unit on Thursday swapped in on top South African, now on KwaZulu-Natal police, swooped in on Natal politician Mike Mabaya Kule, and 7 of his accused in corruption case, seized his property, caused an early morning raid relating to involvement in the North Sea Jazz Festival graft scandal. ANC bigwigs scored millions of rands in blotched broadcast project for city of Johannesburg. Well, okay, they've said that already. And I'll spell this for you. VHEMBE municipality reports a loss of 1 billion in taxpayer money. Eskom paid out 3 billion and counting to 2 deeply flawed coal-firing dinosaurs. Soweto owing the 17 billion. Here's another thing that's desperate for farmers right now. 22 million rand for drought relief went missing in KwaZulu-Natal when the farmers desperately needed money to get through the hump until the water comes, until the rain comes. So this is my 5th video in the series. What I'm trying to tell you that that's trillions and trillions and trillions of money. I mean, I'm talking unbelievable amounts of money. There's 50 million people in South Africa. And if they took $4 trillion, just $4 trillion, can you imagine how much money you guys could all have right now? And if they built the roads and they built the clinics and they built the businesses up and got investments and paid the police decent salaries that they didn't think and checked on the police and made them accountable, and all these politicians need to take the lie detector tests. And if they are corrupt, they need to be arrested and put in jail. You also need to bring back strict laws. You cannot continue down this road. Not when 8 billion rand is being removed from the country by foreign investors, that you are on the precipice of collapse overnight. You're on the precipice of collapse. Because right now, it started out as a trickle, and now it's rushing like a river, and then it will be a flood. And once it floods, the rest of it will go dry, and you'll be Zimbabwe again. And don't look at me as a white man, because it's just racism. Don't call me white pig. Don't call me all these names. Close your eyes and listen to my voice. And think of me as just a human being trying to help you. This is the last video in my series on this corruption. This is history. This has been going on all the time. And it's happening today. And they're doing it again. There was another guy on TV blaming white people for their xenophobia. It's got nothing to do with white people. It's got nothing to do with the job market not going on. It's got nothing to do with that. Here is the problem. The EFF stole 12 billion rand. Billion rand. They can't account for. That's why Malema can go and put a statue of Robert Mugabe up and pay for a big hole and pay for all that because he stole money. And now you all believe the son of soil can tell you all this nonsense. And the same people sleeping in parliament when they're talking about serious stuff have never ever come up with a program to help you people. Not one of them. These are the people you need to get rid of. Brothers and sisters, mfowethu usisi, Mensa, asseblief, people, look at one another and realize what is happening. Right now in South Africa, nobody believes me, but I swear to God and my soul, I am telling you, this is international intervention, and they're interfering in the internal politics of South Africa. You have massive corruption in South Africa. That's your big one problem. But your other problems, you got people like Malema and Co. that are deliberately dividing you by race. They're deliberately doing it to keep you so busy worrying about each other and killing each other. And then the xenophobia and the reason you don't have jobs. So while they steal some more and they're selling your minerals to the Chinese and they're selling your minerals to the British, and the British are the ones behind all of this right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. They never let go. Even when they gave the Afrikaner the country back in the 1948s, they never let go. You know what they did too that you guys don't understand? They made sure that every white person on that piece of paper was called a European. Why? Not a white person, not a Caucasian, European. You know why they did that? It's to force the Afrikaner to accept the fact that they were British, under British rule. No. They were never under British rule, and they're still not under British rule, and they never will be under British rule. Because in your heart, you're different. And you people over there, please understand something. During the Anglo-Boer War, that little group of white people fought to save the land, to try to stop them from taking your land. And they bled, and they lost many, many women and children and old people, Gokos. And the British starved them on the island of St. Helena. And I come from the British, and believe me, I am ashamed. I am ashamed. And they're doing it again. And there's videos that I've posted before about the British saying that wasn't so bad. 21,000 women and children died on that island. If anybody needs reparations, it's the Dutch, the Afrikaner, for what they did to them, to their people. And those people bled for you. They are not your enemy. They are not your enemy. They are Africans like you. They don't understand Europe. Stop fighting the whites in South Africa. Join forces with them and become the strongest nation in Africa, and they will help you grow. Stop looking at the wrong thing. Look at what's actually manipulating you and dividing you. And look at this corruption. This is why you don't have schools. This is why you don't have hospitals. This is why you don't have things. They've done tenders that should do things that are good things, that build things. And they stole the money, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. Please, people, please stop fighting each other and look at the real reason why you're in a mess. Why you're in a mess. You are all brothers born on the same land. You're all people of the same land. Please stop killing each other. Try help each other. Stop robbing each other. Stop killing each other. Stop raping the women and children. Stop killing the farmers. It's your food. It's your food. And if you want them to help you, take the land that is not being cultivated right now and let them help you cultivate it into co-op farms, divided up in 100-acre farms with one family on each farm. And create co-ops and let them teach you to farm and be productive. And these politicians, they are your enemy. They are stealing from you. They are all Tsotsis. Tsotsis. Guys, I'm not your enemy. I'm your brother. I'm trying to help you. That's all. That's all. I'm out of here. This is the Hawk. I'm done. Hey, and before I go, if you like my videos, click like, subscribe, and share. Please share. This message needs to go to our people. And then tomorrow morning, please, I don't care who you are, shake your brother's hand. Hug your family. Hug your friends. And even a stranger. Say, I'm sorry. Please. Let tomorrow be a different day. This is wrong. We're killing ourselves for no reason. For no reason. And the real reason is they're manipulating our people into hating each other. I want to ask you all a question. The day you were born, the day you were born, the day you saw the first time you saw your mother and your father ever in the world, did you hate people? Did you hate black people? Did you hate white people? Did you hate anybody? No. Somebody taught you to hate. And now it's a sickness. Please, people, please stop killing each other. I just gave you 5 videos of over 205 things of why you're in a mess. I'm out of here. Please stop killing each other. Stop raping the children and the women. Please stop. And to all the Tsotsis out there, go find a job. Go find a job. Please stop robbing your brothers and sisters. Find a job tomorrow morning. Change your life, please. Okay, I'm out of here. Be safe.